Marisa. I'm a co-chair of the Organized Crime Conference, and I'm here with one very interesting person that came to our conference. He's a PhD student at UCL, David Perez Esparza. He is an expert in the drug trafficking in Mexico and in policymaking. So I'm going to ask him a few questions about the topic now that it's a very current topic in Mexico now that the Chapo has been caught. So have you ever considered Mexico to be a failed state?
Well, it's a very interesting question. I think Mexico is a very complex situation. It's a very complex country because it has some of the elements that actually can be understood as failed states. But at the same time, it's a massive economy, it's a big economy, it's part of the OECD, so it's a rich economy. So in terms of health, for instance, or education, it has a service are provided in a normal way. So it's a complicated answer because it has some elements of failed states, especially in some regions, in Michoacán, in Sinaloa, in Guerrero. There are some states where actually basically autodefense, I think is the best example, where the people are demonstrating that the state is not longer available there, so they are basically replacing the state. And this is not new, but at the same time, Mexico's economy is strong, and it's actually growing more than most of the European countries. So it has the elements of a failed state, but I wouldn't say that Mexico is definitely a failed state.
Talking about these failed states or cities in Mexico, do you think, do you believe there exist, and why would you, to what extent would you say they are failed, and which elements would you recognize besides people getting in the streets, for example, and taking the weapons by themselves? Which other elements would you recognize to be as a failed state?
Well, basically, the first element of a failed state most certainly supposes that basically security, when the state fails to provide security service. But from a more multidimensional perspective, it's also true that failed state can be related with education, with health, and infrastructure. And precisely in the case of Sinaloa, it looks like, yes, there are some evidence of failed states because the Sinaloa cartel, and same happens in Michoacán and some other states, the criminal organization and the drug trade organization actually are replacing the states in many services. They are providing a scholarship, they are providing insurance, they are providing health, they are providing education. So it's more than the public security thing we are actually observing now in Mexico.
Okay, talking about these social implications, do you think the fact that El Chapo is now in prison will affect Sinaloa in the security terms, in health and education that people say he provided for them? Do you think that will affect Sinaloa?
No, actually I don't think so. I think actually, the Chapo's arrest is a very important thing that happened in Mexico some weeks ago. But the Sinaloa cartel is a huge company, it's a huge organization, and it's one of the most established cartels, I would say, in the world. So I think most of the situation will remain stable, more or less, especially because the business is there. There's money there, the criminal organization, the drug industry is there. So it would be really naive to believe that after the Chapo's arrest, the money from the drug industry and all these smuggling companies will be over. No, this is just going to continue like that.
Do you think there is a good replacement for it?
Well, most of the intelligence source are speaking about, actually the federal government is speaking about the Mayo Zambada. Actually there was a doubt between Mayo Zambada and Azul, which actually are like the two vice presidents of this company. But most of the intelligence services believe that actually it's going to be the Mayo. Or actually it's not the Mayo who might be running. Obviously we don't know, but I think it's very possible that he is a new leader of the company.
Okay, well, thank you very much for the interview. Thank you for our listeners, and please visit our blog and to see the other posts. Thank you very much.
Thank you.